Assalamu alaikum. This is definitely a continuation from our prior presentation just a moment ago. Just wanted to end out uh, appropriately as we were discussing on the 9 point plan that is shared with us every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Imam Omar Mohammed. And the 9 point plan is for the construct of community, Muslim community life. And what is we're saying is true human, that every human being is born with the intent of the purpose of peace, being at peace. And salam is peace. So when we say Muslim, Assalamu alaikum, Michael, we had abruptly uh, gone off. So I wanted to come back and finish out these last few moments. Alhamdulillah, we had gone to Surah 4, Ayat 1, and I shared the construct of that ayat as um, an interesting sign or directives for developing community life, understanding that the first community life is life of self that the creator has created, and that self comes appearing to be complete, but that's the materialization of that which is unseen. And so the body is that material mate for the soul that we don't see. And all of that is shared by Allah in Surah 4, Ayat 1. And the very words within that ayat uh, gives, it defines it for us, even from the word Allah calling the attention of Nas, the Noon Alif Sin, and it directs that contains peace in its makeup in the word construct, peace and the relationship building, the strengthening of it through, and then the intelligence that allows us to establish the peace or connect with that peace. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then calls that into account to first reverence the creator at all times. That has already, and with the past tense for the creating, the creation, Allah is the creator and has already finalized that creation. And here we are as proof of the finalization of the creation and finalization of I'm now just adding to it as I'm thinking of the Quran as the completion of of revelation. And all the revelation is a guide for the human being to use its intelligence and to use the intellect as the tool for intelligence to function, to be functional. And all of that is in Ayat 4, Ayat 1, excuse me, of Surah 4 in Quran, titled An-Nisa, An-Nisa, and Nas and Nisa having the same letters. Um, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also indicates nafs, and nafs has the fa in the middle, but it's still the seen, the nun, the in, the fa, and the seen, still connecting peace, but now time with that, and the intelligence or the inspiration, and um, that is connected or embodied in what is we say is soul. So I won't go over everything again, just wanted to complete the thought process and thank everyone for who did attend. And for those who are listening now later, of course, these are two separate presentations in the form of videos on YouTube, but we thank Allah for uh, the connection and the archiving of it. Any comments you'd like to share, Michael?
Yes, ma'am. Alhamdulillah. Surah and Nas is important for us. You know, Allah has patterns established in the last revelation, as well as the progression of revelation. Uh, Revelation coming with a model, one to show how that model is to be applied in our daily living, and that they are represented as the prophets of God. But also that is a pattern as well. Allah, when He gives a people a help, He also gives them someone to model that help. And as African Americans who have been challenged by environments created to cause us to be dysfunctional, uh, Allah gave us uh, a model to show us how to come out of a language environment uh, that shed light on us being in need of uh, a healthy identity, and that healthy identity was brought to us in terms of the Quranic guidance, showing that the Muslim is a true human being, and the universal principles that establish that within the way Allah has designed the guidance of the Quran. And lastly, the awareness that God creates things in pairs, and He's done the same for the human family. He's given us uh, masculine and feminine identity, and that identity uh, is expressed. The work of the the female as a mother and as a leader in that motherhood model, she she expresses connection, making connection. Uh, the the womb that bore us also is the female entrusted ties of relationship, and she makes those connections for us and helps us in terms of our developing spirituality. And then, you know, she develops the new life to a point where she can give it to the man, and he uh, joins it with uh, what do you call it? Not expressions, but with the behavior to, to connect with the social life and the productive life after she has given it certain standards. The mother has given certain standards, and then at a point she gives it over to the male to enter into the world and find its way of making a contribution to the world. So it's a paired responsibility, and I'll stop with that.
Okay, Michael, thank you. Thank you so very much for tying that all together. Inshallah, I'm going to have to leave though. Will you make a dua for close us out, please? Michael, you're on mute.
Yes.
Okay.
Bismillah. O Allah, guide us among those you've guided aright. Save us among those you save. Bless us in whatever you give us, and deliver us from the harm that you judge. You judge, and none can judge against you, and those whom you befriend are not disgraced. Amen.
I mean.